Good morning, student. In classifications of element and periodicity in property, today we will discuss about the factor affecting the ionisation enthalpy. And you know that what is ionisation enthalpy? The amount of energy required to pull most loosely bonded electron from the valence shell of an atom in their isolated gaseous state. So, the energy required to pull the electron from the valence shell, that energy is called the ionisation energy in their isolated and gaseous state. So, which factor affected the ionisation enthalpy? Its variations we have also discussed. Ionisation enthalpy left to right across the period increases because the size of atom decreases. So, force of attraction between the electron and nucleus increases, require more amount of energy to pull the electron from the valence shell. So, left to right across the period ionisation enthalpy increases, whereas top to bottom, as the size of atom increases from top to bottom, the distance between nucleus and valence electron increases and the force of attraction decreases. So, less amount of energy required to pull the electron from the valence shell. So, obviously clear that when coming from top to bottom within the group, ionisation enthalpy decreases. Now, we will discuss about the factor affecting the ionisation enthalpy. Actually, ionisation enthalpy affected by atomic size. Second one, nuclear charge. Third one, half full and fully filled orbitals. Fourth one, this is screening or the shielding effect. And fifth one, types of orbital. So first of all, we'll discuss about the size of atom. I have already mentioned this term. The size of atom increases, the force of attraction between nucleus and valence electron decreases. So less amount of energy required to pull the electron. So size of atom increases, ionisation enthalpy decreases. Reason is clear, because size atom increases, the nucleus and valence electron distance also increases. So what will happen? Less force of attraction acting on the valence electron from the nucleus. So less attractive force, little amount of energy required to pull the electron. And the size of atom decreases, more force of attraction between the nucleus and valence electron and more amount of energy required to pull the electron. So smaller the size, higher the ionisation enthalpy, bigger the size, smaller the ionisation enthalpy. This is the factor. Next one we are coming nuclear charge. So as you know that nuclear charge increases. How nuclear charge increases on the nucleus? Whenever electron releases from the outermost shells. Just like consider an element A having the 6 proton and the 6 electron. So when one electron releases from the outermost shells, now the number of electron is 5. But the number of positively proton is the 6. One proton is greater. Further electron releases, now the number of electron 4. But the number of proton is 6 ratio, that is 4 and 6. So as the electron releases from the outermost shells, nuclear charge increases in respect of the electron. So nuclear charge increase means more attractive force acting on the electron. More positively charged attracted less number of electron toward itself. So what will happen? So higher the attractive force between, or the nuclear force between nuclear charge on the nucleus, is higher the amount of energy, more energy required to pull the electron from their outermost shells. So this is the reason the first ionisation enthalpy E1 is less than E2 is less than E3. Means as the number of electron increases, nuclear charge increases, and force of attraction increases, more amount of energy required to pull the electron. So as another thing, as the nuclear charge increases, ionisation enthalpy increases. So this is the factor. Third one we are coming, half filled and the fully filled orbitals. Third factor is half filled half filled and fully filled orbitals. So what is the factor of this half filled and the full filled orbitals? Actually we know that atom achieve their stability in the three states. Either their outermost shell is completely half filled, it becomes extra stability achieved by the atoms. Either half filled or completely full filled. In this case also the atom become more stable. Or releases electron from the outermost shell, so inner shell become octet or stable. So these are the states where the or in which state the atom become more stable, and the stable atom require more amount of energy to pull the electron from the outermost shells, because they do not try to lose the electron. So extra energy required to pull the electron from the valence shells. Just like very simple instance, in case of carbon and nitrogen, you will see here this is carbon, that is 6 and this is 7, and 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2. So in the outermost shell this is p shell, 2s and this is 2p, 1 and 2. And in case of nitrogen, 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. So this is 2s and this is 2p, p having the 3 orbital. And in the case of the nitrogen, there are 3 electrons in the p subshell. It is completely half filled. However, in case of carbon, it is neither completely half filled nor full filled. One orbital, it is empty to get the electron. So only 2 electrons in the case of carbon. So they try to lose the electron here easily as compared to the nitrogen. Or in case of oxygen, you can say oxygen will have 4 electrons in their outermost shell. There is neither full filled nor the half filled. So nitrogen achieves extra stability due to the completely half filled outermost shells. So in this case, ionization enthalpy is very high, require much more amount of energy to pull the electron. So one thing also keep in mind, the atom which have more which have the completely half filled or completely full filled outermost shells will have the more ionization enthalpy, because they achieve extra stability in these cases, either half filled or the full filled. So this also affected the ionization enthalpy. In case of the partial filling, neither full filled nor half filled, less amount of energy required to pull the electron as compared to the atom having the completely half filled or completely full filled shell. Is clear? Next term is the next factor is screening effect or the shielding effect. Screening effect and the shielding effect. For screening effect or shielding effect. First of all, we will discuss about what is means of screening effect or the shielding effect. What is means of screening effect? Actually, in an atom, the orbital is surrounded toward the nucleus and the electrons are revolving in the orbitals in this manner. I am just showing this. Half part you can see here. This is the valence shells. And the direct force of attraction acting of the nucleus on each atom, each electron. You will see here, this is the force of nuclear electron, or force of nucleus on the electron is directly approaches. You will see all these electrons in the approach of the nucleus, and this is the nuclear force on the electron. When would you say it is the screening effect? Screening means curtain, you know that very well. Shielding means cover. So whenever existence of the inner shell electron, whenever the existence of inner shell electron, just when the inner shell electron exists just to the front of the, by rotating this electron comes on the front of the outermost shell's electron. The existence of inner shell electron on the front of the outermost shell's electron. Is it clear? The existence of inner shell electron on the front of the outer shell electron. So this electron shielded the part of the nucleus which affected or which interacted this electron, outermost electron. So this electron, inner shell electron, act as a screen for this electron. Screen means curtain. Whenever the inner shell electron by rotating comes on the front of the outermost shell electron, so direct force of attraction of this nucleus on this valence electron is decreases. So this electron shielded the part of the nucleus from where the force of attraction acting on the outermost electron. So this electron is act as a screen, and this is the existence of the inner shell electron on the outermost shell electron is called the screening effect or the shielding effect. I repeat it. The existence of the inner shell of electron between the valence shell electron or the outermost electron and the nucleus. So this inner shell electron act as a screen for the valence shell electron. This is called the screening effect or the shielding. Shield means cover. This inner shell electron cover the part of the nucleus which is directly interact to the outermost as valence electron. So this inner shell electron act as a screen for the valence electron. Due to this reason it is called the screening effect. See carefully. Watch carefully because it is very important and their role is very important in the P block element. Screening effect. Whenever you will read the P block, inert pair effect will be discussed. So their role is very important. So listen carefully. The existence of inner shell electron between the nucleus and valence electron, so the inner shell electron act as a screen for the valence electron. Act as a screen for valence shell electron, and thus it is called screening effect. Thus it is called screening effect or shielding effect. Screening effect or the shielding effect. Is it clear? So whenever this electron completely shielded the nucleus part for this electron, so this electron have the no force of attraction or less force of attraction, it go away to the nucleus. So less amount of energy required to pull this electron. So what will happen? As the screening effect increases, the ionization enthalpy decreases, because the inner shell act as a curtain, act as a screen and shielded the part of the nucleus which act on the valence electron in between. Just like you are reading and I am teaching here. So my approach is directly toward you. Whenever anybody comes in between you and me, so what will happen? Our force, our interactions is decreases on the student who are sitting or standing on the front of me. So this student which is in between you and me act as a screen for you. Thus it is called the screening effect. So as the screening effect increases, our shielding effect increases, ionization enthalpy decreases. As the screening effect increases, ionization enthalpy decreases. Ionization enthalpy decreases. So this is another factor which affected the ionization enthalpy. Is it clear? Next one, types of orbital, which is another factor which affected the ionization enthalpy. Types of orbitals. Types of orbital, you know that there are 4 types of suborbital: S, P, D and F. If electron present in S shell, P shell, D shell or F shell, which will have the more ionization enthalpy and which will have the less ionization enthalpy. So you know that the energy of the sub orbital, this is s, p, d, f, is s is less than p, is less than d, is less than f. So it is obviously clear that s is nearest to the nucleus, then p, then d, and then f. So when electron present in s shell, obviously clear that it is just nearest to the nucleus and having more force of attraction and require much more amount of energy to pull the electron. So as go away from the s shell, p shell, d shell, f shell, the Anne's enthalpy decreases, because the distance between the nucleus and the d shell increases as go from the s shell, p shell, d shell, and f shell. Very simple. If the electron in an atom, electron present in f shell, another present in s shells, which will have the more Anne's enthalpy? S shell, because their energy is lower and their distance is very less to the nucleus, having more force of attraction and require much more amount of energy to pull this electron. Is it clear? Next one we will discuss another periodic property. This is electron gain enthalpy. Next one, electron gain enthalpy. Electron gain enthalpy. It is defined as the change in energy, change in enthalpy. Actually, most of the book having the definition is given in release energy or decrease energy. So I am mentioning here the change in enthalpy, means either increase, either release or absorb. So it is defined as the change in enthalpy. Change in enthalpy means energy. Change in enthalpy by adding an extra electron in the outermost cells of an atom, in isolated gaseous state to form an anion, in isolated gaseous state to form an ion called electron gain enthalpy. You can very easily understand electron gain. By gaining the electron, whatever amount of energy released or absorbed, that is called the electron gain enthalpy. I repeat it. The electron gain enthalpy may be defined as the change in enthalpy by additions of an extra electron in the outermost cells of an atom in their isolated gaseous state to form an anion is called the electron gain enthalpy. And the change in enthalpy may be positive or the negative, but the electron gain enthalpy is called higher in case where the more negative value of the electron gain enthalpy, means minus means this is more energy is releases, positive means electron is energy is accepted or gain the energy, absorb the energy. So electron gain enthalpy is called more whenever their energy is releases, means more the negative value, more the electron gain enthalpy. Higher the negative value, higher the electron gain enthalpy. Just like you will see here in the case of an element X in the gaseous state. When we are in the neutral state, when we are adding an extra electron, E minus, it becomes X minus in the gaseous state. Further, whenever we are adding any extra electrons, what will happen? You will see this ions having also negative charge, electron having also negative charge. Here in the neutral state, maybe possible it require the electron, so gain the electron and release the energy. However, in the second electron gain enthalpy, what will happen? Both having the negative charge, and according to definition, by additions of extra electron. So whenever you try to add this electron, what will happen? This is opposite force acting, because the similar charge always repel to each other. So extra energy required to add this electron. So in this case, that is the formation of H2 minus gas, energy is absorbed. This is positive value. So I have mentioned the in the definition change in enthalpy, either release or the absorb. By additions of an extra electron in their outermost shells in their isolated gaseous state is called the electron gain enthalpy. And higher the negative value, higher the negative value, higher the electron gain enthalpy. Higher the electron gain enthalpy. Gain enthalpy means more energy is released. Just like an element A, their electron gain enthalpy is to formations of a delta Hg is equal to minus 300 or you can say 300 kilojoule per moles, and another B is by getting one electron, this is B minus, and their delta H is 3 minus 250 kilojoule per mole. So which will have the higher electron gain enthalpy? Obviously clear A, because more negative value, and it is less negative and more positive as compared to A. So higher the negative value, higher the electron gain enthalpy. For examples, you can say why the first electron gain enthalpy in the most of the cases become the negative and the other is the positive. How do you show that? Actually, we are taking the examples of the oxygen or any other, you can say, just like the in case of the oxygen, there are 2 electron required. 2 electron, why? Because the atomic number of oxygen is the 8, so 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. So in the outermost shells, how many number of electron required to achieve the octet structure? 2 electrons. Just like we are taking example oxygen. We are taking the examples of oxygen. Oxygen in the gaseous state, you know that 2 and the 6, outermost is having the 6 electron. So obviously clear that it requires the 2 electron to achieve the stable structure. So whenever it gain 1 electron, it becomes O minus gaseous state. So already require electron, so it can very easily get the electron. In this case, the value in electron gain enthalpy or electron gain affinity E is equal to, this is minus 141 kilojoule per mole. 141 kilojoule per moles. However, in case of the second electron gain enthalpy, O minus, after getting, because now it becomes 2 and 7, one more electron is required to achieve this stable structure. But in this case, oxygen having the minus charge and electron having also minus charge. So here extra energy required to add this electron for the oxygen. So in this case, O2 minus in gaseous state and their electron affinity is equal to plus 720 kilojoule per moles. 80 kilojoule per moles. So you will see here in the first electron gain enthalpy, this is negative value, but the case in the second case it becomes positive value. So I have mentioned this is change in enthalpy, either release energy or the gain energy, absorb energy. So you can write the definition change in enthalpy by additions of an extra electron in their isolated gaseous state. And the variations of the electron gain enthalpy in the group and the period. So obviously clear that variation is found that whenever going across the period, left to right across the period, the electron gain enthalpy increases. As the size decreases, electron gain enthalpy increases. This is the variations. Variations in electron gain enthalpy. Variations. First in group. In group, when coming from top to bottom, what will happen? The size of atom increases, so accepting tendency decreases and losing tendency increases. But according to the definition, added the electron, so reducing tendency increases when coming from top to bottom. Due to this reason, the electron gain enthalpy decreases when coming from top to bottom within the group. Electron gain enthalpy, electron gain enthalpy decreases top to bottom within the group. Within the group. However, in period, electron gain enthalpy increases left to right across the period. Increases left to right across the period. Across the period. Now one more question arises here. What will happen in case of the oxygen and sulfur, fluorine and chlorine, and which element will have the more electron gain enthalpy? So obviously clear that you know that when coming from top to bottom, electron gain enthalpy is decreases. But one thing keep in mind, in case of fluorine and chlorine, chlorine is the element which have the most electron gain enthalpy among all known elements. Chlorine is the most electron gain enthalpy as compared to the fluorine. And after that, chlorine, the electron gain enthalpy decreases. Similarly, in case of oxygen and the sulfur, sulfur have the higher electron gain enthalpy than oxygen. Reason is very clear that. Just like in case of fluorine and chlorine, so according to definitions, you know that fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. So you know that fluorine is smaller side, it must have the higher electron gain enthalpy as compared to chlorine, as compared to bromine, iodine, astatine, etc. But the fluorine is smaller in size, and there are, this is 9 atomic number and outermost electronic configuration. There are 7 electrons in the outermost shells, 2 to 4 to 6 and 1 7. And whenever you are adding one more extra electron, so because of the smaller size, they have already the inter-electronic repulsion between the outermost shell's electron. Although it requires the one electron to achieve the stable structure, but in case of chlorine, because of somewhat bigger size as compared to the fluorine, so these electrons far away to each other and less force of attraction between this, so it get electron very easily as compared to the fluorine. So due to bigger size of the chlorine as compared to fluorine, it has more electron gain enthalpy as compared to the fluorine. Means fluorine have the less electron gain enthalpy because of the smaller size, already inter-electronic repulsion in between the electron. So because they are very close to each other, so having the same charge and electronic repulsion already pauses in the fluorine, and you are going to add one more electron, so they are not easily accept the electron, although it requires the one electron to achieve the stable structure. So this is the reason chlorine will have the higher electron gain enthalpy as compared to the fluorine. And after that, the bromine, iodine having the bigger size and the losing tendency increases, so accepting of electron is not easier. So they have the, after that, chlorine electron gain enthalpy decreases. Same cause found in the case of oxygen and sulfur. Sulfur will have the bigger size, so it get electron easily as compared to the oxygen. Is it clear? And this is the variation as well as the factor. It also affected by the size of atom, nuclear charge as well as the electronic configurations. Is it clear? Next one, electronegativity. Another property, electronegativity. Electronegativity. What is electronegativity? The tendency of an atom to attract the shear pair of electron in covalently bonded atom in a molecule, in covalently bonded atom in a molecule is called electronegativity. Just like in case of hydrogen and chlorine HCl, they are bonded to each other by sharing one electron. So just like hydrogen fluorine, so fluorine possesses partial negative and hydrogen possesses partial positive. Why? Because the shared electron is always attracted towards the fluorine. because it is more electronegativity. And whenever it is releases in the form of S plus and F minus, or S plus and the Cl minus, it means the element will have the more electronegativity, acquire or accept the lone pair or attract the lone pair of electron in the covalently bonded atom in a molecule. So this tendency of an atom is called the electronegativity, and their variation is also found. Electronegativity also increases left to right across the period and decreases top to bottom within the group. Another property, just like the reducing property. Reducing property means losing tendency of electron. So as the size of atom increases, it means the distance between nucleus and valence electron increases. So losing tendency means reducing tendency increases as the size of atom increases. So top to bottom within the group, reducing character increases, whereas left to right across the period, size of atom decreases. So losing tendency decreases. It means reducing character decreases left to right across the period and increases top to bottom within the group. Whereas oxidizing tendency means by gaining of electron. So as the smaller size, it gets the electron very easily. So left to right across the period, oxidizing character increases, whereas top to bottom within the group, oxidizing character decreases. Similarly, metallic character, metal always complete their octet structure by losing the electron. So as coming from top to bottom within the group, the reducing character or losing character increases, so metallic character will also be increases. And left to right, the gaining tendency increases of electron. This is the property of non-metal. So left to right across the period, metallic character decreases. Similarly, non-metallic character decreases top to bottom within the group, but increases left to right across the period. So this is all about the chemical property classifications of element and periodicity in property. I am sketching here some line to show the variations in the group and the period, and you can very easily understand what is the variations of the different periodic property. Just like this. Just like here, this is period and this is group. Just like here, top to bottom, this is called the group, and left to right across the period. So atomic radii, this is increases top to bottom within the group and decreases left to right across the period. Similarly, ionic radii decreases left to right across the period and increases top to bottom within the group. Metallic character, similarly decreases left to right across the period and increases top to bottom within the group. And reducing character, it is also decreases left to right across the period and increases top to bottom within the group. Similarly, ionization enthalpy increases left to right across the period and decreases top to bottom within the group. Electron gain enthalpy EA, it is also increases left to right across the period and decreases top to bottom within the group. Similarly, electronegativity in the same way increases top to bottom, left to right across the period and decreases top to bottom within the group. Non-metallic character, this is also increases left to right across the period and decreases top to bottom. Oxidizing character, this is increases left to right across the period and decreases top to bottom within the group. So this is the variations of the different periodic property in group and the period. Atomic radii, ionic radii, metallic character, reducing character increases top to bottom within the group and decreases left to right across the period. Similarly, evanescence enthalpy, electron gain enthalpy, electronegativity, non-metallic character, oxidizing character decreases top to bottom within the group and increases left to right across the period. So this is all about the periodic property and classifications of element, and exercise problem you will do yourself. If you have any questions, you will ask on your Google Classroom comment, or the or you can also write in the YouTube's comment or WhatsApp group. You can ask your questions, and later we will discuss the next chapter, chemical bonding. Thank you.